our last guest ranter of the evening. Give it up for Alex Jones. All right, I'm not going to do any comedy. No comedy.
Shocking!
Because I'm ashamed being a crowd of people who don't appreciate a president who cares about this country and has been fighting Al-Qaeda. Fighting his business partner that turned against him, just like Saddam and everybody else, the Ayatollah, all of them. No, seriously, I'm not really serious. I'm not here to do any comedy. Kevin told me, he said, you're a judge and you're speaking. So, okay, I'm up here speaking, which is no problem. Kind of autopilot for me. But, I mean, what's funny? I guess the horror of daily life is a little bit funny. But at the same time, I mean, we are losing our freedoms. Everybody's ever talking about, well, you know, when the Democrats are in, we want a Republican. When the Republicans are in, we want a Democrat.
Who are you voting for?
Oh, I'm not voting. We don't have votes anymore. They put in the electronic voting machines. Publicly run by the CIA. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. So the question is, see, I don't just walk around ranting and raving 24 hours a day. I study this stuff. And they have put in electronic voting machines, and Clear Channel actually owns the local voting machines. With McCall, that they're running for the new 10th district. So they own the voting machines, the candidate, he's married to the fat-ass chairman of Clear Channel's daughter. And so they own the voting machines, and there's number one political contributors, and they control most of the radio and TV stations around here. So, yeah. So this is a great new system we have in America. It's kind of the feudal system. It's like North Korea. The father gives his son power, Kim Jong-il. In Syria, Assad, his daddy gave him power. And here we have the same thing. A mindless, retarded twit looking at a teleprompter telling you a bunch of frickin' lies. But the problem is, I want everybody to know, this, the gay marriage stuff, Howard Stern talking about his wee-wee.
Smoke screen!
Those are all smoke screens, diversions, distractions from the real things that are happening. Let me tell you what the real deal is. 5 years ago, almost every major city had the Defense Department mount ground-penetrating radar on all the helicopters. They got a black and white image of the inside of your house, crisp and clear, when you're on the toilet, in the shower, or on your wife. That's not freedom! That's way past 1984! Now, is that funny? What I think is funny is these slobs that go, well, yeah, you know, the government might know about 9/11, they might have been involved, might be taking our rights, but we had to show them Arabs. Them Arabs didn't do jack. Them Arabs didn't run the attacks. Your loving, military, industrial, complex did.
Yeah!
So that's the bottom line. And no, it's not funny. What's funny is sitting on our asses, being ignorant, and not knowing what's going on in our country, in this world. You know, Bill Hicks, great guy, good friends with his producer, Kevin. And I agree with a lot of what Bill had to say, but, you know, not all of it. Bill loved Noam Chomsky. Well, I've interviewed Noam Chomsky, and I think he's a government traitor. No, I'm serious. Noam Chomsky is the phony left. They give you false solutions, just like the phony conservatives give you false solutions. And this is how they control the paradigm. This is how they manage things. And until we get back to a Bill of Rights culture, until we know what freedom is, they're going to continue to take it away from us. So until you really know what America's all about, you know what freedom's all about, you're not going to understand why it's turning into an Orwellian nightmare. And believe me, it is. So again, that's not really funny. But what is funny is the bullshit that they're coming up with, the ways they're trying to to sell us that we're part of the power process, that we really affect change, that we're involved in the game. And the day that we find out that we're not in the game, that's when we start getting back in the game. When we stop going along with the false paradigms that they've created, that's when we're going to get our freedom back. So for the so-called leftists, I want you to know that you should love George W. Bush. Government's grown by 45% in 3.5 years. The borders are wide open. The jobs are disappearing in the country. This is globalism. I hope you enjoy it. And they're just getting warmed up. All this police state that you've seen being set up is just for you in case you stop going along with this. That shows that they're afraid of you. All you see is a difference in rhetoric between John Skull and Bones Kerry and George W. Bush. These guys are cousins. These guys are members of the same secret society. They jerk off in the same coffin together. No, I'm serious. I'm not joking around. I remember 5 years ago talking about Skull and Bones, the hereditary generational death cult. I remember talking about it, talking about how these so-called Christian conservative leaders, they all have their homosexual orgies and worship Satan together. No, I'm not joking. It's funny, but it's not a joke. And I remember warning people about this. Skull and Bones, this guy's crazy. And then a movie comes out about the skulls, and you saw that in the movie. But that's what they're into. When I snuck into Bohemian Grove, I was just there for the kickoff, and they're doing, this Babylonian ritual and doing their mock human sacrifice. That's who runs your country. And really, you look at history, powerful elites always get decadent. They get into whatever the wildest thing there is, and they just keep going with it. And that's what's happening to your society. So stop being stupid and don't let these bastards screw you. And you're thinking, well, I don't have any power. How do I change things? You just stop buying their crap. And you stop buying the different layers of manipulation, and you start studying history, and you start taking the political process back to the local level. And that starts with getting these electronic touchscreen voting systems out, which are a complete fraud, no paper ballot. I'm serious. If you want to even talk about elections, you can talk about votes, you've got to understand that. And some people try to blame voters for what we're in right now. They select the candidates. They select who you've got a choice from. The mob owns all the ponies. And we've got to expose the fact that the establishment owns all the people who are in the race, and that's why we don't have a real choice. And so that's the cold, hard truth. We can take this country back in a matter of minutes, this world back, if people simply decided to expand their understanding of the system. And for all the good old boys, well, first let me do a leftist for you. I just feel that I associate my personal power with Bill Clinton and Al Gore, and today it'd be Howard Dean. And we've got to have a bigger government. That's going to be the solution. A bigger government will stop all these evil corporations. Well, these big evil corporations own and run the government. So all you're giving them is a bigger tool to bash your brains out. We've got to reduce the size of government, and we've got to get it out of our lives so they don't have that mechanism of control.
What do you want out of life?
What do I want out of life? Well, I don't want to crush my enemies or see them driven before me, or the limitation of the women. What I want out of life is to be left alone, be able to raise my family, and to not have the surveillance society around me, and to not see the government engineering a system to dumb the people down. People are dumb enough on their own. This is a system designed to lower us to the lowest common denominator. But the good old boy, he rides around and he's really a complete coward. He'll get real mad if his neighbor's dog craps in his yard, and he's the type when he's walking out of the 7-Eleven during halftime with a case of beer belly sticking out. You look at him wrong, his wife's sitting right up close to him in the dually. You look at him wrong, boy, he ain't about to take it. But the government raids his house with a SWAT team, after his guns or his pot or whatever. He'll just sit there and grovel down to them and lick their boots and whatever. So we've got a society of men that aren't men. That's another big problem. We should all be aggressive and jealously defending our liberty. And, we've got a country of women watching the television, believing this lie that we're all supposed to have this war with each other. That's all engineered to keep us at each other's throats. We've got to wake up and be human beings and stop being cowards. That's where the change is. I'm honored to be here. And I was honored that Kevin asked me to come and judge this and demanded that I speak. And I just want to thank you for coming out, because Bill Hicks was certainly a pioneer, had his own thoughts, he was doing things his own way, and that's good. That's good enough. That's a great thing. And all of you should do the same. Make sure your thoughts are your own, and question people who are trying to put thoughts in your mind in a covert fashion. So again, God bless you all. Here's the man here before he goes today.
Alex Jones for president, everybody. How about it? We'll get Kevin to come inside, sit in first.
Hey, thanks everybody. I guess it dawns on me that these are a lot scarier times than when Bill died. And a lot's changed since then, and it seems like Bill's spirit has kind of been assimilated into everything. You've had enough stuff pounded in your heads by my friends and other people here. I wanted to go on, just tell everybody about some of the other events that are going on tonight. I don't know if everybody is aware of this, but at the same time in a bunch of other places we're doing the same thing. We've got in Belfast, Leary Karaoke Night. And we have 2 events in London, 1 event in Nottingham, 1 event in Manchester, Cork City, Ireland, Scotland, Cardiff, Bristol. There's going to be a BBC show. And my favorite one of all is 2 guys in Auckland. There's 2 guys in Auckland that are doing things. Nothing in Houston. Just sad. At least we had somebody here from Houston, so that's cool. So that was kind of a bummer. I can't believe that, that Houston was kind of our stomping grounds, and a lot of people think Bill was from Austin, but he was really from Houston. And I guess the whole scene just fell apart there. And tonight on Letterman, hopefully I think Letterman is going to mention Bill in this whole thing. Maybe. We're taping with TiVo on. Gee, Larry, thanks. I know it's on my list next, thanks. What would I do without you? In today's, I'm just going to have to read this here. In today's Parliament and the House of Commons, whatever that is, it's something important that's in England, I guess. On the agenda, guy Stephen Pound MP said, here we go, that this House notes with sadness the 10th anniversary of the death of Bill Hicks on 26 February 1994 at the age of 33, got that wrong, recalls his assertion that his words would be a bullet in the heart of consumerism, capitalism, and the American dream, and mourns the passing of one of the few people who may be mentioned as being worthy of inclusion with Lenny Bruce in any list of unflinching and painfully honest political philosophers. So I guess it's always seemed odd to me that everybody wants to celebrate the day that he died instead of the day he was born, but, whatever. I guess so. Maybe this will turn out to be an official Bill Hicks Day, and maybe we could do this every year or something like that. Plaque, Alex, my plaque boy.
Better watch it, Kevin.
We're going to dedicate this to the club here. We want them to put it on the wall if they want to. And just to read, it says, tribute to Bill Hicks, February 26, 2004, commemorating 10 years since Bill left our world, presented to the Bill Hicks Foundation for Wildlife, Jerry and Lynn Raridan, and the fine folks at Capital City, a.k.a. Laugh Stop Comedy Club by Kevin Zoo, Sacred Cow Productions, and artist M.A. Hardy. The following Bill Hicks productions were recorded in this club: Sane Man, 1989, Relentless, 1991, Arizona Bay, 1992, and Ranton E. Minor, 1993. So Jerry, Lynn, are you there? Jerry, Lynn? I can't believe Jerry's working tonight. It's unbelievable.
She's working because she's worked here since the day this club opened. And she's the reason I got involved in wildlife rescue. And she's working because the wait staff is donating their tips to the foundation tonight as well, and the bar too. So if you tip, those will go to the foundation as well. And we have a book, and I don't know if anybody got a chance to see it, but we do have a book in the back. So before you go, if you didn't get a chance, it kind of chronicles the last 10 years of the work that we've been doing in terms of all the animals that we've helped. So this is really special. Thank you all for coming out. I can't even tell you how much it means to us all and the animals that we're going to help this year. Thank you.
And for anybody out there that thinks the foundation is a joke, we have personally called them like 3 times to come get raccoons out of our attic in the creek. And our hybrid wolf passed away about a couple of months ago, and we actually adopted a new baby wolf from the foundation. So anyways, we're going to roll video. If Larry, just don't talk too long. We're going to roll video for about an hour, which will set us right at about 11:20. So when the video runs out, it'll probably be right about the exact time when Bill passed away, for all of you that are into that kind of thing. He passed away at 11:20. And so I'm glad y'all came. Keep it going. Thanks.
Hey, for those of you who don't know, all those shows that Kevin just named off a minute ago were produced by Kevin. Kevin was Bill's longtime producer. So he give a hand to Kevin. Without him, we wouldn't have Bill's work either. And most of the video is actually stuff I've gotten from Kevin over the years. A lot of it is the stuff from Sacred Cow Productions, as well as just some stuff I've collected from people all around the world. And if you listen closely to the last thing that Bill does, it was pretty surreal when I saw it. So all I'm going to say is when Bill does the Elvis bit at the very end, it's just listen close. Enjoy. Tell him? Tell him? You sure? All right. A lot of times Bill would close his routine by becoming Elvis. He'd do, sometimes it'd be a short thing, sometimes it'd be a long thing. He'd do the sash routine, brand new Cadillac, that kind of stuff. And he would really become Elvis on stage, at least he did to me. And the bit, I've got probably 15 versions of him doing Elvis on video, and the one that we're playing tonight was from 1987 at Rockefeller's in Houston. And during the bit, Bill talks about how it's 10 years to the day that Elvis died, and Bill was Elvis. So there you go. Turn on the video here in a second.